In the ever-evolving digital economy, there are parameters through which developments are measured. For example, in fintech, agriculture, entertainment, education, and so on. So also we have in the hospitality sector to be able to accelerate and aggregate their level of growth and performances. So in today's edition on Tech Level to Go, we'll be taking a look at the hospitality business. From luxurious hotels to cozy bed and breakfast, the hospitality industry plays a crucial role in shaping memorable guest experiences. We will be focusing on how competitive the business is and the level of growth, the impact of our youth and general entrepreneurship. Join us as we explore the ins and outs of this dynamic industry, learning from the experts and sharing insights on the art of providing exceptional services. Sit back and get ready to be inspired by the magic of hospitality as I introduce to you the marketing and sales director of a reputable hotel, Mr. Jeff Fischer, as he takes us on this ride. I remain your regular host, Ugochi Emmanuel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our YouTube channel. Stay tuned. So welcome back to this program. As earlier said, we are with Mr. Jeff Fischer, the marketing and sales director of Welcome Center. Today we told you we'll talk discussing hospitality outfits. The hospitality business. Let's hear from Mr. Jeff on how he's managing this this big hotel. Welcome to this program, Mr. Jeff.
Thank you. I'm glad to be Tech Live for this interview. I'm honored to take part. Well, I can tell you that managing such a hotel with a number of rooms, number of event facilities, we can take events up to 3,000 people, we have several venues for large events. It's challenging. I've been doing this now for 15 years.
15?
15.
15, okay.
I don't look like a 15. It's tough, I'm not that tough. So I've been doing this for 15 years. It doesn't get easier, different economic administration bring their own challenges, different economic situations bring their own challenges. But we're lucky with hard work, with good innovation and grace of God, we'll be able to continue despite all the challenges that we face.
Managing this big business, of course, in this economy today, what does it actually entail?
Well, you have to be on the field. You have to work hard. And more importantly, you have to work smart.
Smart.
Yes. You have to fight the fires that we see today, the challenges that we see head on. You have to negotiate hard with suppliers. You have to fight hard, win every deal, win every resale, whether it's a big company or it's the elderly couple that works in off the street for a good price in a room. You have to win each business. And then also, as well, you also have to strategize, think ahead, prepare for tomorrow's challenges, tomorrow's situations. So you try and invest in the business, whether it's energy provision, energy saving, service improvement delivery, so that the business is relevant.
Okay. How competitive is this business?
Extremely competitive.
I can imagine. Because considering this place that you guys are in Jaro Estate, we have a lot of hotels here. How are you guys managing it?
Well, I can tell you, when we opened in 2008, over 15 years ago, there were not that many hotels on this street.
Okay.
And over in Lagos, we didn't have many international franchise chains. I think we had some hotel hotels, we had Sheraton. Now the landscape has totally changed. You have a lot more international brands have come to the market, whether it's brands like Marriott, whether it's brands like Renaissance, and they have raised the bar. The market, the Nigerian market is where the money is a luxury market. So a lot of customers want these brands, and it's hard to compete on all levels. In this area alone, I mean, 1 year, in 2014, we had 6 hotels opening in 1 year.
1 year, wow.
You know, and each time, I think a lot of Nigerians don't really like luxury, they actually like new. So a lot of times we want to try to the latest thing on the market is. We've been lucky that we try to stay young, we try to keep our facilities clean, well-maintained, so that people keep coming back, and that's how we're able to.
It's very important that it is actually well maintained, because management is very key, especially when it comes to hospitality outfits. That I have observed, else maybe the game will just fall.
Actually, you cannot. Some other businesses, maybe if you're in a factory, or maybe you will sell it, and you import and export, so you can maybe buy, invest, and then maybe you import, and when you sell, you can sit down to sell your stock. Maybe it's manufacturing, you go to factories, you sort out the supplies, such as the distributors, and you just focus on manufacturing. You don't have that luxury in our country, because every day is different, every customer is different. And when you have challenges, when you have these challenges, you cannot say, oh, I will deal with it when the market is going to fall, or when my customers are. You have to deal with it there and then. It's something that might cost you $1 to fix, that was something that might cost you $1 million
To fix, yeah, exactly. You're very good. Okay, you mentioned earlier that you've been in this hospitality business for like 15 years. How has the journey been so far?
It's been good, it's been interesting. I'm lucky that I have a profession that is exciting. I deal with large numbers of the public. I deal with all aspects. Now, anything can go wrong. So, I mean, you also deal with different things that help you build your business. If I was in some other industry, maybe a company, where I had a very narrow range of things to do, then after a while, my world is not very exciting, not very different. I just have a very small thing to manage. But in this career that I find myself, it's a very wide and exciting really. I came from an IT background. I worked in the US for Intel. I was involved in product marketing. So we used to try to push CPUs into laptops, into phones, almost any electronic device. So coming here, I tried to bring a bunch of that sales and service product delivery expertise to the current job. Very exciting. You know, then I dealt with certain clients, whether they're big large companies or software companies, and also here I deal with all backgrounds, different education levels, different age levels, different.
So you came from an IT background. So what pushed you to this very business?
Okay. Well, having been abroad for best part, I think, 14 years of education and work, it was time for me to move back. It actually came at a very good time when those times whenever I used to visit Nigeria, you could see a lot of changes. I used to say to people like Nigeria was a place where you just had like all this construction cranes, you could see development everywhere. And it wasn't different to how, when I first started working in the early 2003, Dubai was like that. Dubai was a place that you could see lots of development. You know, they haven't had maybe the challenges in the past. You can see the fruition of the construction that we've done. And in Lagos, I think it's quite similar. So I came at a very exciting time. It's almost like a family business. So it was my turn to benefit from business, education-wise, and so my time to come back and learn the business and give back to the business.
Well, let me ask this question. What would you say is your biggest fear in this hospital business?
That's a good question. I think, it's reputation. It's something that takes years to build. Takes hard work, dealing with clients after client, service delivery, service delivery.
Yeah.
And if you go like that, many times when I first started, social media wasn't as big as it is now.
Yes.
And that's very different. In hospitality, in yesteryears, when something went wrong, the client asked the manager, resolve the issue with the manager, you resolve the issue, hopefully you can actually turn it around from a negative experience. And if you treat the customer well, it becomes a positive experience. Now, the industry has changed. It's across all industries. And many times the clients of today, or the generation of today, they don't have time to, or what's it called, inclination to speak to a manager to resolve it. The first thing they do, and you may not know, is they're recording things. They don't have full grasp of what's going on.
Yeah.
Before you know what's happening, it's blown up online, on social media. Before you know what's happening, you now have hundreds of thousands or millions of uninformed viewers who start commenting.
Who doesn't know how it happened?
So you can have been in that situation once or twice, and it's unpleasant. And it's unpleasant because you know that what is being said is actually unfair. So that's something a lot of businesses do. And also companies, big companies have invested in staff and training to try and combat these things that happen overnight. Because if you go to bed one night and you wake up and next thing you know, you blown up for the wrong reason. And you find a lot of times on social media, at life, bad news travels a lot faster.
We don't. Well, if I may ask, owing to what you have just stated, how are you guys managing? How have you guys been able to manage, should I say, negative news on social media regarding your organization?
Well, luckily, I think, because I think the amount of effort put into negative news has been
Able to cope.
been limited, not just smaller but found. I think end of the day, we're not a massive PLC, so we don't have an army that's to respond and try to head off any negative news. But with just the staff and directors, we abreast social media, especially whenever it's concerned to have. We have this search engines like Google and Yahoo, and they have ways you can notify news from the right team. So if anything is changing in the world of notification, good or bad, giving you a chance to respond to it. So that if there's any news value, whether it's good, you can respond with fine. If it's bad, you can respond with explanation.
Explanation. That's a big one. Okay, let me ask you this. Other funds, not money, kind of question that is important that we just must know is considering these challenges in Nigeria today, would you still choose this same line of business given the opportunity to have a choice?
Yes, I would tell you. I know it's been a challenging 8-12 years, and it's been the last year with the reforms that has been challenging. I really believe that the industry in Nigeria on inflection point, and there's a real chance that the country might take off to sort out the power issue, power resolve, fuel and light. And I think if that's resolved, and then you now add maybe they get a hold of security, I think security is next challenge because it has an impact on economic life and also food prices. I think we have a chance to really take off. And I think if we get it right, there's going to be a lot of business for a lot of people. But we have to do the right thing within the next 2 or 3 years. We can't just go on. We can't go on. So we have to make the hard choices. We have to see it through so we can reap the benefits.
Wow, it's actually been it's been informative having you on this show. Please let's go on the show break and then we'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. As Elia said, I'm Chief Emmanuel. I've always been your regular host. And then we have with us Mr. Jeff Fischer, the Marketing and Sales Director, Welcome Center. So I want to welcome you again to this our program. I hope you're not on the hot seat. I see you're just your food.
Some hot questions are coming in.
Yeah? Are you serious? Are they hot?
Some tough questions.
Oh, okay. Anyway, thanks for responding to the questions. And your responses have been really nice and really informative, I must say. Okay, let's talk about the cybercrime in Nigeria. Have you experienced it in your line of business? And how are you able to manage it?
Cybercrime is a challenge that we face. Touch wood, we have good investment actually skilled to invest in best to protect our business. We haven't experienced any
It's
I didn't have friends who work in the industry. It's a real challenge. We've been surprised that many good companies are blackmailed through cybercrime. You better really shut down the website or they get personal data and they have to pay a lot of money. So it's a real challenge and it's a growing concern. I think people have moved on from the confidence scams, the phone, they move on to bigger fish. So I think.
I'm talking about the bigger fish. What is the bigger fish? I don't understand.
Oh, it's like those the former scams where people fell for this.
Things anymore.
I tell you that my uncle somewhere that I never knew has bequeathed me a large inheritance. All I need to do to get the inheritance is give you some money. Those basic crimes, wrong people. And then they come with more sophisticated means of action.
Okay, yeah, you mentioned the big fish. Can you talk more about that?
The way I refer to big fish in terms of cybercrime, many years ago, the companies and get letters or emails from distant relatives or somebody has let you put you a large sum of money to get it in accidents and everything available to you. There's much more sophisticated methods of strategy, whether they can hack the website and threaten to put about information on it. They could create false identities, they could send you information on accounts. Many companies end up paying millions to a fake account, taking it into a jail company. It happens worldwide. So, and the judgment that we want to do this type of cybercrime is very, very capable individual. And it's really hard to do it if it's this person who is something so that's what I mean by the big fish. They go for the bigger companies and because we talk to the system. We don't have to be small.
Interesting. Okay, let's talk about cybercrime and technology. How has this technology enhanced your line of business? Or should I say, has it been a win-win thing, or are there negative aspects of it?
Right, I think that's a great question. I like to, before I used to work at the Intel, I was there for about 6 years.
Okay.
When I joined, the shift was valuable brand that I managed by which valuable brand. And for years they struggled, and they wanted why because they had really great marketing. grandparents. And when they did some of their studies, why their grandmother was poorly at the time, it was because some of the lots of advertising and promotion had shifted from traditional media, TV and print, to online. And the company had at the time transitioned as aggressively as advertising. So then the big deal was advertising on the internet. So around the time I moved, that's when we had platforms like YouTube and Facebook and Ranking. And one of the things that I think helped us in there is that I was able to transition onto the marketing information onto those platforms and brought a lot of customers. Not always been great, I can tell you for a fact that because before you had Instagram, Facebook was a bigger brand. And we actually were a bit slow to transition to Instagram. Actually, was negative impact on our business because we were slow to do that. So now, what we're today now is your influencers. And they're the ones that are taking this message service and businesses out there. So we have now, it's not enough that you're visible on these platforms. We also have to have your influencers out there pushing this product. So the market is really changing. So you just have to try and watch and play, and if you can get ahead of the curve. Now, if you know you can't do that, or you don't have the ability, by all means, go out there and sit to all your dealers and find experts that will do that for you and help you position your company with the latest online
trending gadgets.
Exactly.
So you would say that technology has actually enhanced the business?
Yes, it has very much. I mean, using things from maybe almost marketing on social media, maybe doing direct marketing or maybe email marketing, we've got a lot. We're able to reach people that we need to reach before, reach them direct. So when I first started, it was a big deal to have your brand, the music brand, or having your brand talked about on radio. But that was great, I didn't know businesses then. When you find out those additional methods of marketing, brands, TV, they show once and that's it. And doesn't matter how many viewers or listeners or readers are involved, it's still limited. You don't have that limit with newer technology, whether it's email, online marketing, or video website. You're with the right content, your number of viewers and potential customers are almost unlimited.
Exactly.
So I think that's why technology has.
Owing to the fact that we have so many of these viewers, it's not something that really catching them from the social media. We've got so many customers using.
We've got a lot of customers on social media, I will tell you that. And I put more of our marketing products into social media and thinking this day and age. I put my hand up and say you always do better. I won't say that we're the experts. We do better than a lot of other channels. It's really clear for us. So I think that one of my integration online, I don't want to say, please, all the relative that is, we should make a good hotel for them. No, people want to go out on their own and get a hotel that works best for them and their taste, budget, the village. And want to also book directly to book what to tell the phone. It's not just you have to do for phone, book it online. Don't go to Facebook, book on Facebook, you can book on Instagram. You book on Google, you book on so many other media, so many third-party online travel agents. You don't have to call a travel agent if you don't want to. You can't. You can go and book on several online applications. So that's how the thing is different. A lot of times we know that the customer is coming. We may never have done that before, we haven't called us, but it's seamless. they show up with booking, checking, sometimes they can prepay. So it's smooth. They pay for whatever food and drinks they eat. But it's like, oh, you have to check that. So you have those kind of things. One day the day will come when they have people that have driverless cars. You have hotels that are not manned by people. The people will come
And
in their car.
things like this are only happening somewhere outside Nigeria.
Exactly.
Okay, let me ask you this final question before we draw the curtain on this edition. What advice do you have for those that are starting to have an hospitality outfit?
That's a really good question. And I think some people might say it because I'm already in the industry. I think not because we're afraid of competition, but we have too many people that come to the industry just with the two things, maybe
To make money.
make money. Second part of it is also the statistic part of the ego. I own a hotel, I go to 5-star, I go to a hotel, whatever. And this, everybody has a motivation. But I think we need to still come with passion. We have to have passion for what we're doing. So if you want to, whether you want to have a great power, what to do is travel agency, whatever to go to hotel, aviation, you need to have, if you're not passion for it, it doesn't matter how much capital you invest, it doesn't matter how much, gold and luxury and marble you put in the places. If it's lacking passion, it's doomed for failure. Been in this business for a short while. I find that the outfits that survive last the race and the ones that don't have to, you don't have to really do it best. You don't have to go in a beautiful place. You don't have to be the most amount of luxury. But we find the ones that do so have passion for it. Number two thing I think it's wrong. I mentioned my first answer. Lots of people come in with high-end luxury end of the service, especially in hotels.
Yeah.
And I think I always read about this new five-star, new international chain. You're actually in a small percentage of the market. There's a lot of people who don't want to spend much, who can't afford to spend much, who don't want to have better experiences. At the end of the day, it's all about what matters is not so much the brand, but it's really about the return. So I think there needs to be a lot more investment at the what's it called? Luxury side of the market, and value side of the market, so you can capture a wider market. I think if you can get more investors in that space, I think the industry will really take off. It will be better for them as an investor, better for the market, it will be better for the government. They get more hospital as a to grow what's it called, supporting businesses as well. So I think that's my 2 cents. Anyone wants to go into it. It's exciting, it's very effective, very passionate. We have a wider application of what the market can. It doesn't have to be luxury. The business can be what the value and the big market.
We have heard so much from Mr. Fischer, and it's really been an informative time getting to learn more about the hospitality outfit. This is where we draw the curtain on today's edition of Tech Lab to Go. I will say thank you again, Mr. Fischer, for having us and for being on this edition of the Tech Lab to Go. Thank you again for being here.
Thank you, viewers, for listening to me.
Thank you very much. So we see you again same time next week for another informative, entertaining, and of course educative time on Tech Lab to Go. Don't forget to click on the like, the share, and of course subscription button on Tech Lab to Go. I remain your regular host, Ugochi Emmanuel. Bye for now.